welcome back. I'm here with another video for you guys. This one is actually it's not really a series of its own, but it is after Kaylin's story. This one is actually called Aiden's story. It's just a one book, but it's basically Aiden is having doubts that he deserves Kaylin's love. And God comes to him and tells him, "You've changed, you're a good man, but if you need to work through your doubts." So he gives him a journal and tells him, if you write everything down about how you feel, what's happened to you, it might make you feel better if you work through everything that you've gone through in the past. So what he decides to do is he got up on this offer, he writes in his journal, and he decides to give this journal to Kaylin. He decides that he's going to give this book to Kaylin the day before their wedding rehearsal. That way, because he still have doubts, that way if she decides she doesn't want to be with him after she finds out everything he's done in his past, he gives her that opportunity. So she doesn't have to feel pressured to go through with the marriage or anything like that. So basically it starts off, the book starts off 2 years after Devoted, when Aiden and Kaylin are at Yale. They've actually finished up the school. They crammed 4 years of college into 2 years. That way she can gain her degree. And their wedding is actually set for 7 days. So the week before their wedding, he decides to go to his apartment that he had before he met her. And he sits there and he writes his journal. He writes everything that happened to him from the time that his soul was created, from the time that he was created to become a war angel in heaven. He was created to be a war angel to defeat Lucifer in this war in heaven. So that's where it starts off with, about who he considered his father in heaven, the guardian of the Gulf, who actually created him and made him who he is. So it goes through telling his adventures in heaven, everything that he went through. He knew Brandon, Malcolm, and Mason, and all of the other Watchers. It's actually really good because it lets you learn a lot more about each character, what each character has gone through, what they were like before they met the girls, I guess, the Cole girls. So there's a lot of things that he regrets in his life, some things that he would rather not talk about, I guess, some things that he really regrets. But as we all know, in life, we've all made mistakes. We've all done things that we regret. But you can't really live in the past. You can't dwell on the mistakes that you made, because those mistakes, you learn from them and you move on. And it actually makes you the person that you are today. It makes you a better person. And by doing this journal, it helps Aiden realize that he went through all these hard times so he can appreciate what it is that he has with Kaylin now. There are some hard times in the book when Kaylin starts to doubt things, but they talk about it, it all comes out, and that's basically all you need to do. But I think this book was a really great idea because since Aiden is such a new character in this book, it actually lets you learn who he is, and he actually becomes one of your favorite characters, you know what I mean? Because you learn everything that he's gone through to get to where he is right now, all the hard times, and it actually makes you kind of relate to him. Like, yeah, he's gone through things that we probably would never go through. But yeah, where he was on the dark side and he chose to follow Lucifer's side. He decided to side with Lucifer even though he hated him in heaven. But then he realizes that he can't live like that. And Mason helps him, not Mason, Malcolm actually helps him even before he met Kaylin. So that's really good. They had a friendship before, and that's kind of why they were so opposed to Aiden being with Kaylin, because they knew his past, they knew what he used to be, and there's a lot of tests that Malcolm and Mason put him through that, I don't know why I keep saying Mason, Malcolm and Brand put him through to prove that he is worthy of Kaylin, I guess. And yeah, so this book is really good because it helps you get to know a lot of the characters a lot more. Mason, you learn why he feels so guilty about, because he was the leader of the Watchers, why he feels guilty about he feels like he's responsible for all the Watchers who disobeyed God's one rule, why they fell from grace, why they had the bloodlust, and you realize why he felt that way. You find out why Malcolm is the way he is, and you find out about Brand, how he was. Michael, they talk about Michael and Lucifer, how they were best friends, how it really hurts Michael that Lucifer refuses to try and be a better person. But it actually gives you a lot of insight in all the characters. So it's a really great book addition to the other books as well. I would definitely check it out. It's not really a necessity, but it does help you understand all the characters more. Also, the wedding is in this book as well. So that's also a good little thing at the very end of the book. It ties up Kaylin's story with Aiden along with the wedding, all tied up in a nice little bow. But yeah, so definitely check it out, and I'll be back at you guys with another video in the next couple days. Until then, enjoy the adventure.